Hi Leute und willkommen zu Wuthering Raves. Wir gucken uns wieder einen Zwischenakt an zum verschleierten Morgenstern. Lahai, Akt 3 oder Kapitel 3 Zwischenakt. Wir wählen den Himmel. Und diesmal geht's im Zwischenakt wieder um Lucilla. Ja, ist jetzt schon das zweite Mal, dass sie einen Zwischenakt bekommt, aber diesmal kann man sie bei dem Zwischenakt dann auch pullen. Nicht so wie beim letzten Mal. Wir bekommen eine Nachricht von ihr. (8 Uhr in ihrem Büro. Ja, jetzt haben wir sie auch. Ja, muss jeder selber wissen, wofür er pullt. Ja, ich habe auch hier wirklich nichts weiter gemacht. Ich habe wirklich nur diese Puls erstmal nur gemacht, die man so bekommt. So wie ich es auch im Video gesagt hatte. Ich warte wirklich diese 10 Tage ab, dass ich diese 20 Puls fertig mache. Wenn die 20 Puls fertig sind, gibt es ja hier nochmal 2 Gratis-Puls und dann gucke ich, ob ich mir wenigstens einmal Lucy bekomme. Und dann gucke ich mir das hier an. Und dann vielleicht noch eine Waffe. So, ansonsten Rebecca. Ich habe ihr die Waffe gegeben. Dann, was ich vorgeschlagen gesehen habe, ja klar, ihn als Main Echo, Kritrate, Crit Schaden, klar. Dann zweimal das Set für plus Angriff. Filmrolle verbieten. Erinnerung. Und dann zweimal das alte Leeren-Donner-Set für Elektroschaden. Es gibt halt kein richtig geiles 4er-Set für Elektroschaden. Und was ich immer gesehen habe, ist halt, mach die zwei, mach die zwei, mach die zwei oder mach das, aber dann nur als Support. Deshalb, ich habe einfach was gesucht, was mir Angriff und Schaden halt gibt. Und dann habe ich halt versucht, mit Angriff, Schaden, Kritrate irgendwie was zu rollen. So gut es geht. Ist jetzt natürlich nicht das Beste, was geht, aber ja. Moment. Ich hatte doch schon einen anderen gemacht. Moment. Doof? Ich hatte doch schon einen anderen Adam Smasher gemacht. Hier. Ich wollte schon sagen. Warum war denn jetzt das Falsche da dran? Mit den 2x LP. Gut. Besser. Ja, ansonsten hier alles auf 9. Mehr Materialien habe ich nicht. Da muss ich noch nachfarmen. Und wenn dann für Lucy oder so kommt, muss da noch mehr gefarmt werden. Gut, warte bis zum nächsten Tag. Ich nehme mal an, wir müssen dann wieder hier hinten hin. Morgen 8 Uhr stand da, ne? Gucken. Ja. Fast richtig. Hallo? Geh da durch. Was?
Come on, need to hit some.
too happy today. Maybe we should come back in a...
Lucilla's busy now. I should wait outside.
Not a problem. For project funding approvals, we can follow the new Federation's model. But when it comes to picking research topics, I'm afraid I must insist on giving our teams more freedom to choose their own direction. I have full confidence in our faculty's choice.
Maybe we should come back another time, Professor?
But we both
don't
know
worry.
that high risks are... Yes, I understand.
The president doesn't look...
Understood. Let's save those two issues for our call next week. The new partnership model is interesting, but I'll need to run it by my colleagues first. No, not at all. Why would I think you're making things difficult for us? The Academy has always been open to this kind of collaboration. Okay then. See you next week. Have a wonderful day. Ugh, impudent little hamster. Really? Using a crisis to haggle me down to wholesale? I'm fine. Just had a bit of a tiff with a rather difficult partner. It's just that... You want some coffee? Didn't realize the sun was already up.
So, what's all this you've got going on, President Lucilla?
Right. What am I even working on? After the hero defeats the Demon King, shouldn't we all be enjoying our happily ever after? But here I am, burning the midnight oil like I'm part of some sleep deprivation experiment. A former colleague from the Pioneer Association taught me how to make this special coffee blend. Want a sip?
Did she actually add?
Oh, it's a favorite among the Gold Runners in the new Federation. Packs a punch. Sometimes a little too much of a punch. That hits the spot.
You look different now than you did in that photo.
Yes, I suppose I do. I was a bit slimmer back then, wasn't I? That one. One of my students took it. Shame I never got to see that solid skin with my own eyes. Must be twice a person's height, at least from the picture. Can a solid skin even grow that large?
Do you plan to tell me what I'm really doing here?
Alright, Rover. Technically, I shouldn't be asking a student this. So let's just call it a casual chat between friends. So, from a purely administrative standpoint, Is there a chance that certain unverified intel I share with you off the record could, through private channels, somehow influence an inspection report issued by a particular independent international organization? I mean, what's your network like at the Black Shores? Got any real pull there? I'll be straightforward, Rover. Star Touch Academy has been in a bit of a bind ever since the Exostrider and Aleph 1 left Lahai. As you can see, our investors are reassessing the Academy's value now that the Exostrider is gone. They're holding a review next week to discuss new management policies moving forward. Before that happens, I pulled some strings to get a third-party agency in for an independent investigation. Whatever they put in their report will steer the whole review.
So you brought in the Black Shores to audit Star Torch. When's this happening?
Dr. Luke is waiting for the auditor at the Star World Riseway as we speak. They'll be here any minute. Now, Rover, I'm not about to interfere with an independent audit, but I'd like you to be there during this visit. And if possible...
You want me to put in a good word?
Oh, no need. Just make sure they see the Academy for what it really is. My students can speak for themselves. Dr. Luke and the auditor have arrived. Shall we? Oh, just a second. Okay, let's go.
Wir wählen den Himmel, okay?
The president doesn't look too happy today. Maybe we should come back another...
Engineering wrecked the testing ground floor again, Professor.
I admit there are a few errors in his code. But look, it's running just fine.
Moment, so.
Transform.
Ascending. The lenses convert the reactor drive.
Mech mode.
I don't see anyone. Are they still on the way?
Oh, hold on. Dr. Luke says the auditor insisted on driving his own...
Ach nein. Haben sie...
what's all this?
Uh-oh.
Professor, we heard a very important visitor is coming to tour the Academy. Don't worry, we'll make a good impression.
Ja, nun. Der Besucher ist
we
vielleicht
even
das
threw
Problem.
together a little welcoming, thing.
Ah, you rascals. All right, but follow my lead. If this auditor is a
Ich hab's gewusst.
Oh, yeah! What a ride! Oh, so many people. So, not a confidential audit. Huh.
Welcome to Star Torch Academy. I'm Lucilla, the Academy
Jetzt hat den
President.
Hut abgenommen, das muss
So
ernst
glad you
sein.
could make it.
Welcome to Star Wars Academy.
Oh, right. I'm Alto. You guys really know how to roll out the red carpet.
Nice to meet you, honored sir. I'm Sigrika, from the preparatory program. Thank you for coming to tour the academy.
Hello, hello. Please, just Alto is fine. No need for that honored sir stuff.
Got it. I'm a Roya, you know. And I just want to say the academy has been so wonderful to my people. We're all working together to make the world a better place. Oh, and there are lots of Roya students in Rebel College too. Everyone works so hard.
Uh-huh.
Chief Aldo, I'm Dorian from the Agronomy.
Cup noodles. Oh.
Director Otto, I'm Nisha.
Director, I'm from the Department of Void Matters. Sir, I can...
Oh nein, ist erst verrückt geworden.
And I can do some custom mods on your bike.
Mr. Alto? This is Rover from Rebel College. She will be joining us for the duration of your tour.
Rover. Ah, what a fantastic name. Not too long, not too short. Hey, are we supposed to know each other? Or no?
We are, but don't make it too obvious.
Copy that.
Well then, without further ado, let's head over.
That would be great.
Tell those kids to go their separate ways. I'll meet you at Rebel College.
Got it.
Eieieiei.
Mech mode off.
Someone want to tell me what's happening?
You didn't know, Rover? Everyone's saying the board is looking to shut down Rebel College.
No, not the college. Just the Synchronists. A professor covering our Royan history class told us the Space Trek Collective wants them out of the academy.
Yeah, well, the rumor mill says Rebel eats up 2/3 of the academy's budget. And the collective's investors have strong opinions about that. I say investors, but it's mostly new Federation money. Can't say I'm surprised they're pulling this.
What about you, Chisa? What have you heard?
Me? Actually, I don't know the specifics of what's
So it's all just hearsay for now.
Probably. I mean, they were literally picked just to pilot the Exostrider.
But Synchronists are all such brilliant students. Even if they can't pilot anymore, they still...
The new Fed only cares as long as you're an asset. The second you're not, you're out.
There must be more to it than that. The president and I are on it. You guys should head back for now.
Well, give me a shout if you need backup. There's no way I'm letting them do the Synchronists dirty like...
We're counting on you, Senior. We trust you.
Okay. Der arme Alto. Warum setzt die hier vorne den Marker hin, wenn ich trotzdem nach da hinten laufen muss? Was ist denn das?
In addition to augmented resonance training, we place strong emphasis on general education for our synchronists. This is Professor Mornier, who teaches synth armament studies. Shall we sit in for a bit, Mr. Alto, before we...
If it's no trouble.
All right. In the last lecture, we proved that the rule equation holds true for Type 2 synth armaments. Today, we'll move on to their tuning stability constants. Li Xin, could you please write the final derivation from the last lecture on the board?
Yes. Professor.
While she gets started, let's do a quick review. Waleo, what is the standard medium used to measure tuning stability in a lab setting? Yes, sodium. An interesting choice, though its volatility makes it impractical for standard testing. Sonia, could you tell me the standard medium for determining tuning stability in synth armaments under laboratory conditions?
Squeezy jelly.
Squeezy jelly, you say? Well, it seems we moved through the material, but that's all right. Everyone, please, refocus. Let's go over Li Xian's board work.
As you can see, Mr. Alto, this is our signature
Oh!
After you. Now we're about to show you some augmented resonance projects developed by us. Among them, the unmanned vehicle prototype shows exceptional promise across multiple market sectors.
Absent students, 8. Data uploaded to cloud storage.
These children seem to have forgotten the importance of honoring their commitments.
Looks like the students all skipped class.
Maybe we're just too early.
My apologies, Mr. Alto. How fortunate we are to have you here, despite our apparent lack of preparation. There's no point denying it. You're seeing firsthand how the ongoing debate within the Space Trek Collective has begun to affect our students. Star Torch needs support now more than ever.
Dragging the Black Shores into this might make things difficult for Shorekeeper. Let's,
I understand, President. And this is precisely why I'm here to convey the...
Mr. Alto, how about we add an extra tour this evening? We can discuss anything you'd like after that. Rover, I'll take Mr. Alto for a meal then. Would you mind checking back in with Professor Mornier for me?
See you on...
Kann geschlossen werden, so wenig wie hier jetzt noch studieren ist. Können wir zumachen. Braucht keiner mehr an den Laden. Sag ich so, wie es ist.
Why didn't you wake them up?
This class is difficult to follow, so it's normal for some to drift off. Still, it's rare for the entire class to go like that. If only I could make my lectures more accessible.
This isn't your fault.
It's like metal fatigue. These students are being tempered and pushed to their limits over and over. Should I have woken them? Reprimand? I've heard about the pressure they've been under lately. Maybe the best thing is a few days away from... Thank you.
Das wird er bereuen, dass er da ist. Das wird nix.
Transform. Mech mode off.
You have my deepest respect. Working in this food desert takes a special kind of fortitude.
Ich hab's gesagt.
Something that looked like toothpaste. Oh, didn't go down well. And next thing I know, there were students everywhere shoving snacks at me like it was my birthday. Ugh, hellish. To put it simply, the Exostrider's gone. So, the synchronous program needs to go. Problem is, everyone has a different idea of what to do with those students. And by everyone, I mean President Lucilla versus everyone else. Anyway, the new Federation and the majority of the board want to pull the plug immediately and draft a new teaching plan from scratch. Meanwhile, the executive committee moderates have promised to stay out of it, as long as their nation's synchronists are covered, with either guaranteed support back home, or a smooth transfer somewhere else.
Where does Lucilla stand?
She wants to continue the synchronous program.
Continue?
Yup. Confusing, isn't it? Speaking of which, how well do you know her, Rover? Huh. So you're not so sure either, huh? I'll be honest with you, Rover. The Black Shores doesn't trust her right now. Between her proposal, her deep new Fed connections, and that evasive attitude, there are just too many uncertainties for us to take on the risk of helping her. At least, that's the conclusion we've reached based on the facts we have so far. But the Bloom Bearers who graduated from Star Torch heard about this and stepped up to endorse Lucilla. That's what changed Shorekeeper's mind. A teacher who gets that kind of trust from her students. That's pretty impressive.
So what do you need from me?
Actually, according to Shorekeeper, you are the one really running this audit. So, we need you, acting as both a Star Torch student and a Black Shores auditor, to tell us if Lucilla is solid and what she's really planning.
I want to do something for the Synchronists, but I've also got my responsibility to the Black Shores. I don't think Lucilla would put her students in harm's way, but still. Got it. I'll do what I can to help you.
I should be the one saying that to you. Anyway, we need a plan for how...
Great, another grand plan. Why'd you gotta make everything so complicated?
Oh, what the... how's that?
Hello, Mr. Alto. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to invest in the Exostrider project. I suggest the Black Shores chips in this much. Or you can just patch me through to the collective's board. I'd be happy to handle the negotiations myself.
Is this Imeth? I can't believe she just hacked a Black Shores terminal.
I am being serious. If synchronous degrees get cancelled, my record will say I only finished Roya preschool. Besides, keeping Rebel College around isn't that hard. Get creative. Talk to Chase. Talk to Shorekeeper. The collective's investors can't be tougher to handle than LF1, right? So what if they don't care about your contributions? If they actually want you on their side, they'll have to listen anyway. That's how leverage works.
If we lean on that kind of leverage now, we'll be held to it later. My experience has shown me that it's often better to act as an individual. Since you're planning on the savior career path, I think you'll understand what I mean, Imeth.
Makes sense. Kinda old school thinking, though.
I need to figure out what Lucilla is really thinking. Then I'll play it by ear. If I want them to protect the Synchronists when I can't, I've got to work inside their system. That's just how this game works. Trust me and Lucilla. We'll find the right way.
Ha! Alright then. But just so you know, if my school record disappears, I'm renaming the Space Trek Collective to the Imeth Collective.
Honestly, if we let Imeth loose on them, it might actually take some pressure off Lucilla.
But like she said, she's a Synchronist too. That just makes her one more person Lucilla has to protect.
Fair enough. But I'm afraid we have less time than we thought. I spotted some new Fed spies back at the station. Lost them on the motorbike. but it won't be long before they track us here. Before Lucilla's next tour begins, let's poke around and see what we can find. Students run flea markets on campus? I'm starting to get the hype. Wait, isn't that the student who dozed off in class earlier? Come on, let's go over.
If we follow this method, the convergence radius for this series is...
Yes, I'm terrible at explaining. No, I'm just slow.
No, you paid me to hear it. I'll write down a third way to solve it. Watch how it goes.
Okay.
So that's why she was drowsy in class. She's been staying up late.
Ja, sage ich auch immer. Ich war nur bis spät auf.
You're telling me you've modified every bike here? That's insane.
Well, Valeo's been in the Expedition motorbike program since day one. These bikes here are basically his family.
Soulmates.
So, what do you say, Auditor Alto? How about you order 10 as a starter pack?
10 soulmates sold in a pack.
I heard you test drove the Academy stock model this morning. With the rain the last 2 days, try this one. I tweaked the ABS and TCS myself. You could take this straight to a pro race. No problem.
No wonder you were sleeping in class. Up all night in the garage?
No, bikes have been ready for weeks. Last night I was just saying goodbye to them.
Oh, well that's depressing.
Hands off, you little...
Never!
Please don't fight, you two. Maybe I'll just...
Don't go, Chisa! You've got a real eye for quality. This piece was meant for you.
No, it isn't! She's just a prep student. She doesn't know anything about...
Excuse me? The audacity! Just begging for a smack, aren't you?
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the mechanics, but I can see that this device's internal structure is finely crafted. From the external casing down to the internal wiring, the structure and circuitry are meticulously designed.
It's the best thing you'll find in the market, isn't it?
Yes, the best.
Thank you. That means more to me than you know. Honestly, if we want fundraising today, I just give it to you. But tell you what, I'll give you 20% off.
No! 6 years, Li Xian! 6 years of your life! Just to sell for nothing?
For nothing? I'll tell you what nothing is, little brother. It's having nothing to show for the past and nothing waiting in the future. That's nothing. Look around, Li Heng. We are synchronists. Synchronists who had the most resources, but never became the chosen one for the Exo Strider. We've achieved nothing. But if we drop our stupid pride and try to support the students coming up behind us, then we can still be worth something.
You want to support them, sure, but who's gonna support you?
Me. I will... Nothing to show? I refuse to let anyone write your epitaph before your work's even been seen. Nothing waiting? You all have me. I, Lucilla, president of Star Torch Academy, will always stand with you. Even if the whole world turns its back. Even if I have to do it alone. Oh, and by the way, we just landed a very generous sponsor. The new research.
That means...
That means pack up this stall. Unless you want to sell your hard work at a lot.
Chief Alto, it was you.
Huh? Oh.
Thank you, Chief.
Impudent little hamster. Really? Using a Christ? Just had a bit of a tiff with a rather difficult partner.
She closed a deal in a single afternoon? That must have been a hard bargain.
Look at them. Adorable, aren't they?
Sorry, Professor.
We were out of line for defending your work? Listen to me, Lishin. This pioneering spirit of yours, in all of you, it deserves to be seen by more people. Don't ever let go of it. Oh, and maybe go a little easier on your brother. He's running out of brain cells to lose.
Professor? There's something I should tell you.
About Lenny and the others skipping class? Don't worry. I've already been briefed on their whereabouts. So, Mr. Alto, shall we move on to the evening's...
Whoa.
Transformed. Warning. Insufficient powers. Mech mode. Off.
So they turned the reading room into a workshop. Not bad. Kids know how to hustle. Lenny, you broke our little promise. I'm heartbroken.
I promised to show off the Synchronists Club projects. You really think that scrap you wanted me to parade around was gonna win over a single investor? This is what a win looks like. All-terrain, self-propelled artillery. AI-driven multimodal autonomous defense system? Best part is, full augmented resonance effect control. Means zero electromagnetic interference. You could drop this thing in the middle of the etheric sea, and as long as I'm still breathing, I'm still Auditor! If you keep funding synchronist research, then this goes into mass production in 1 year. No, 6 months!
Mass production?
I know, hard to believe, but just let us show you!
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that the Black Shores isn't a mercenary group.
But it cuts through tacit discords like a hot knife through butter!
I've got this. Remove the safety, Lenny. Let's give it a test. Be careful.
Activate!
That vehicle.
Watch out!
Look at the camera. Memories take shape. Hold still. Are you alright?
Sorry, Professor. Mr. Alto, and club leader Lenny.
Nana, please contact Dr. Luke to check on them. Are you alright, Lenny? Go get yourself patched up in the infirmary. I'll handle...
I agree. And I'm not just blowing smoke, Lenny. Controlling delicate equipment through pure resonance is an ability only you synchronists possess. This technology has huge potential, especially if you, maybe, lose the terrifying weapons?
But it's too late now. It's never too late. I've been talking to new partners. There are many who still want to We are here to strive for the future of civilization. Startorch Academy will be the cradle for synchronists and the vanguard of our collective hope. That's what my admission letter said. That's what I believed. I knew I was signing up to be one of the Exostrider's 1,000 backup pilots. A spare part? An appendix to a civilization's appendix. And I never regretted it. Strive for the future of civilization? Professor, is it true that no one cares about us now that the Exostrider is gone? I care.
I used to think this whole synchronous thing was just shuffling students from one class to another. But I get it now. These kids, they aren't fighting to keep their synchronous privileges. They're fighting to protect the synchronous mission. Huh. That's why President Lucilla is so adamant about keeping the program. Emotionally, I'm right there with her. But it's not enough to win over the review committee. Without the Exostrider, the synchronous program is just a drain on their resources.
I don't think Lucilla is the type to wager on sentiment alone. She's definitely holding her plans closer.
Asking for our help while keeping secrets. Or is there some other explanation? Either way, ball's in your court, Rover. Our undercover auditor.
I'm sorry for the incident.
Please, don't be. It was a rewarding day. Those young synchronists left a great impression on me. Speaking of which, is Lenny gonna be alright?
She's fine. Dr. Luke is taking her to the infirmary. And at this hour, allow...
Oh, no need for that. Dr. Luke showed me the way earlier. Actually, you look like you're the one who could use a rest. Rover, why don't you walk the president back instead?
Alright then. See you tomorrow. I need to stop by the conference hall before heading back. Care to walk with me?
Sure. When was the last time you slept?
Can't remember.
The last time you ate?
I did keep track of that. What's the weather like at the Black Shores?
It doesn't really change much.
And the food?
A bit better than what we get here.
Just a bit. My students who join the Black Shores barely write to me. Even when they do, they never mention their daily lives. If I do get a sudden call out of nowhere, it's just, "Professor, I have a question." Adorable little gremlins, all of them. As long as they're safe. That's what matters. So, when are you going to start?
Start what?
Fishing for intel? That Mr. Alto must have put you up to it, right?
We could have just cut to the chase.
Rover, would you let the Black Shores compromise its founding mission of fighting the Lament to get tangled up in superpower? I asked myself yesterday if I really knew you. Turns out, I don't. And I kept going back and forth. This situation isn't noble. Isn't just. It's just businessmen and politicians squabbling over a slice of the pie. But I want this to be a collaboration between Star Torch and the Black Shores. Not because we're friends, but because it makes sense. I put you through this detour because I was afraid that if I asked you directly, you'd just so I wanted you to see it for yourself. Judge it with your own measures. That way, when you go back to your people, you can tell them if Lucilla is worth trusting. And if these
Rover, are you still with the president? Change of plans. The new Federation caught wind she was rallying support and moved the review up.
To when?
Tomorrow morning. Technically, that's in 3.5 hours.
Classic new Fed. They probably had a review panel parked outside Lahai for days, just waiting for the Black Shores to show.
How'd they win over the other member states and round up representatives so quickly?
Space Trek Collective budget bylaws. Because the new Fed is a permanent member and rotating chair, they only need half the members to abstain to control the outcome. They likely had this review rigged before it was even proposed.
Gear up, President Lucilla. We'll see how the review plays out and take it from there.
3.5 hours. Let's go.
Where to?
The second half of the tour.
Von beraten, sie hat ihren eigenen Superroboter.
Are you upset?
About how you dragged me into your plan? Or the things you're still not telling me?
My. Oh, sorry. Call it a teacher trying to keep on her mask? You're still my student on paper after all.
It sounds like you're saying I can just sit back and enjoy the show.
But that's not something you get to do every day, is it?
Komm, sag, sie hat ihren eigenen Riesenroboter.
I didn't expect there to be a place like this beneath Rebel College.
Before Sundermere Base was built, this was a research facility for augmented resonance effects and void storm countermeasures. It's been decommissioned. The executive committee told me I could do whatever I wanted with the space. So I used my forte to do memories of my students that should exist only in my mind. We still have some time. If you're interested, feel free to look around.
Hein.
You're using your forte to do all this? How long did it take you to create this?
However long it took, it was worth it. So the ones who stay don't just stay, and the ones who leave don't just leave. The exhibits we're looking for are here. Don't forget, this is my memory palace. Naturally, memory locks allow me to demonstrate.
What is it?
This is the very reason I built this exhibition hall in the first place. Professor, do you trust me?
Lucilla? You spaced out there. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Just had a dream that only lasted a few seconds.
Maybe it's a good idea to rest before the review starts.
Don't worry. I promise you I'll crash the second this is over. But right now, we must bring these exhibits with us.
Will a few exhibits be enough to sway them? She usually knows exactly how to sell anything. So what?
Thank you for your trust. I know you have 1,000. How will she handle the new Fed? What's her plan for the Synchronist with the Exostrider gone? Forgive me for not having the answers just yet.
I know you'd never harm the students. That's the only answer I need.
Terrible timing for a compliment, Rover. Anyway, let's take these two exhibits and... See you soon, Professor.
Some kind of force pulled us down here. Do you know where we are?
If my memory serves, we're directly beneath the exhibition hall. This way. Huh? Let's add more memories to our album.
Warum ist der Elefant ihr Main? Moment. Und nicht er. Okay. Okay, man kann den Echo-Skill... Okay. Nun.
Memories take shape.
Das ist ein Big Hit und dann hat man 20 Sekunden Cooldown. Wozu sind die ganzen Echo-Skill-Buffs dann? Ich brauche doch ein Echo, was ich sehr oft schnell hintereinander machen kann und nicht, was ich einmal alle 20 Sekunden machen kann. Wenn ihr ganzes Zeug das bufft. Das verstehe ich nicht.
A synchronist's cockpit. Was this the prototype?
It looks the part, but this was actually our plan B. Designed without safety limiters to get sync rates up quick. Lets a synchronist pilot the Exostrider by force. I know. It was meant as a last resort if civilization was staring down extinction. The project was terminated after the initial trials. The synchronists who volunteered. In the end, they lost their ability to resonate with the Exostrider ever again. What our students are facing now isn't new. I just hope I can do better by them this time.
Any idea how we find our way out of here?
With our eyes open, the key should be somewhere here.
Okay, verarscht mich. Hallo?
Excellent. You're catching on quickly.
Also ich konnte mich eben nicht bewegen. Ich habe ein paar Mal versucht, aber es ist nichts passiert.
What's happening?
Something rather unpleasant, I imagine.
Lucilla.
Fine, no more jokes. Honestly, Anyone watching would think you're the one facing the board. There, I know the way out. Remember what I told you before entering the dark side? About the memories I erase. Some things I can't bear to remember, but I also can't bear to forget. So I store them here. Looks like some of them are tired of being locked up. Rover, look up. The exit is right above. We can use this key to leave, but everything here is from my memory. But I know you are real. And wherever you are, that must be reality.
I understand. I'll be your reference point.
Rover, do you have any experience dealing with children? Tell me, what makes a child the most...
I see.
Now, come along. Let's treat this little escape as a warm-up for the review. Welcome to the Anti-Void Matter Materials Lab. It's where they first developed the materials for the Academy's anti-void canopy.
What's all of that in the center of the room?
The scrap of the day. Even the best recycling can only keep up with so much. Let's look around to see if there are any leads.
I have the photo. Now where is the right spot to project it?
Okay, der
Time for class.
Controller hat an der richtigen Stelle vibriert.
Memories take shape. Look at the camera. Say cheese. Smile. Memories take shape. Say cheese. That wasn't nice. You've upset your professor.
Lass mich doch Foto machen.
Hold still. Smile.
Is this artificial retroact rain?
Dear me, this is but a pale imitation. Among the synchronists who survived the experiments, there was one from Jinzhou. Once he realized he'd never resonate with the exostructure there, he and his colleagues worked together to develop Jinzhou's retroact rain defenses.
You're saying the shields against retroact rain and void storms share the same origin?
Not exactly. His approach didn't work on void storms at all, and it was discarded long ago. Before he left the academy, the only things he asked to take with him were a few sheets of material. I often wonder, was he just reluctant to let go of his design? Or had he already mapped out how to protect his hometown?
The girl who trapped us here? She must be trying to show us.
Seems I've been getting schooled by my own students a lot lately. Let's go. It's time to move on to the next class.
Do you want to stop and take a rest?
Not even close.
What's wrong?
Stay where I can see you, Rover. We've wandered into an unpleasant... It's far too easy to get lost in here.
It doesn't look like there's a way to cross the barrier ahead.
I have an idea. Rover, just go with me on this, alright? Rover, can you step a little to the side?
Like this?
Perhaps a step forward. Maybe a step back. Alright, this is the last one. Let's see that beautiful smile. Has anyone ever told you that you're not the most photogenic?
They have now.
No more teasing. This shot will have to suffice.
Als wenn ich mir das jetzt gemerkt habe. Das?
Clear as day, madam. Your daughter isn't sick. She has awakened her forte, and it's a remarkably rare memory type.
Nonsense. My Lucy will never become a resonator.
Say cheese.
I don't want to be a resonator. Please, no. Lucy.
Not bad. Look at the camera.
Lucilla? Not good. Without a reference point, she's getting pulled into the deep end of her memories. I need to find her before too much time passes.
Are you still there, Lucilla?
Yes.
Then why aren't you answering?
What do you want me to say?
Well, you could say okay, or I understand. This is the perfect moment. While our opponents are spread too thin, we take the reins. Just like the time you became president. Don't worry about the narrative. We'll play the villain. You just act tough, rope the independent auditor in, and we'll force another round of review. You fight hard. We express our concerns, and then we both take a step back. As long as we ensure our control over the future of the synchronous program, nothing else matters.
And what do you want from my students?
Simple. We both get what we want. They have talent, and we help them achieve their dreams. And it'll be their choice.
Their choice? Whose dreams are we really achieving?
It will be their choice, Lucilla. My Lucy, I won't speak of your past choices. But tell me, has there been a single choice that wasn't your own?
I still refuse.
There. Just like that. Act tough. Fight hard. And then we...
From the Academy to the Pioneer Association, then to the Space Trick Collective, and now here. No wonder I was never cut out to be president. Watch out. That's me from the dark side. I use this memory to trap her. When are you going to tell her, Professor Lucilla? President Lucilla? That you've already made a deal with the new... Let's go. You think you can outrun yourself, Lucilla?
Your plan? Are you just following the new Federation's playbook?
Don't let her get to you. That's just her wishful thinking. A moth to the flame, daring the sky with wings of wax. Your students will die because of you. Let's leave this place, Rover.
You could have erased this memory. Why keep something so dangerous locked away?
To keep the sting fresh. A sharp reminder of the cost of slipping up if I ever get too comfortable in the Academy's peace. Let it go, Lucilla. Face what you know is reality. Once again, I found the courage to step into this room. Time flows here. Silent and peaceful. The Academy is alive and thriving. We've come so much further than I ever dreamed. I wish you were here to see it. The accident report is indisputable. Cable insulation failure leading to flight control abnormality. But the truth is simpler. I approved the plan. I killed her. wrestled with it for so long. What's a teacher supposed to do when a student dreams something so brilliantly insane? But she chose the sky. And I thought, at least let her have one chance to fall. That wasn't nice. Say cheese. Smile, huh?
Is that Sundamir? Are we back before the Star Wars Riseway was even built?
Most of the students who lost their synchronous status in those 4 sync trials decided to return home. All but one. She told me it wasn't that she'd lost the Exostrider. The Exostrider had lost her. She said she designed a revolutionary transport method. A rocket piercing the sky. A way to bridge that sky and the earth. This was the day she tested it. Her first crewed flight.
Then that wasn't a falling star.
The spacecraft. Carrying the most brilliant student I've ever known.
To Sundamir Lookout. Professor, can you hear me?
Yes.
The weather couldn't be more perfect today. Oh, and I just saw a super huge solaskin. I'll snap a picture for you as soon as I can.
Okay.
Professor? You don't sound like your usual self. Are those investors giving you a hard time again?
No, it's not that. I haven't slept much lately. I'm a little tired.
Professor, do you trust us?
Hey,
remember that old Huanglong saying? Know the way at dawn and, something at dusk? Ugh, it went right out of my head.
Can't remember it either.
That's okay. I'll look it up and tell you the second the experiment is over. Talk to you soon.
From the way it fell, void matter must have pierced the shielding mid-flight. But if we'd reinforced the coating... What kind of civilization do you think built the Exostrider? If they were that advanced, do you think they'd already defeated the Threnodians? Overcome the Lament? But before they reached the stars, they must have fallen too. Again and again. Go. Be our eyes. Walk with humanity. Please, give this to our teacher. Humanity's smallest step. And everything we had to give.
This isn't good.
Lucilla! Lucilla, wait! Lucilla, your emotions are affecting this domain. It's dangerous.
Staying here is the real danger. Oh, we have to leave. Almost there. As long as we keep moving upward, we'll find the way out.
So this is why you wouldn't tell me what your plan was. This way out you've been building for the Synchronists. It's just a dead end, isn't it?
I don't want the new Federation to lay their dirty hands on my students. But the more I think about it rationally, the more I realize I can't reject their offer. Because on what grounds can I propose a plan that might kill them?
I think I know why that girl trapped you here.
What?
You're terrified that your proposal will be their end. You're afraid because you know they'll support any plan you bring to the table. Because you're their teacher. Because no one in this world understands them the way you do.
Another lesson from my own student. Huh. See you later, Rover.
humanity can soar even higher.
I hope humanity can venture even farther.
I hope humanity can weather any storm.
Okay, jetzt nimmt sie die alte Idee von dem Raumschiff plus neuen Antrieb, neuen Schild und eine neue Steuerungsmöglichkeit.
Professor, what's your dream? My dream? My dream is simply to see all of yours come true. See you later, Professor. Let's go. Together this time. The past. Step forward.
Oh, wir dürfen ihre Ulti.
Yeah, I protect. Memories take shape. I inscribe every edge. Seiji, come on, get in the shot.
Ja, wir durften die ganze Zeit ihre Ulti ja schon nicht benutzen. Jetzt ging die auf einmal.
Professor, can you hear me?
I hear you.
The weather couldn't be more perfect today. Oh, and I just saw a super huge sauna skin.
Yes, I see it too.
Great. I thought you weren't gonna believe me. Right. I'll see you soon.
Was that girl another one of your students?
She is every memory I have of this academy. She is every one of my students.
We've come all this way, and I still don't know what your plan actually is.
That's okay. Everyone's about to find out.
Tired?
That was an excited yawn, Rover.
Rover, where are you and Lucilla? The other panelists have all taken their seats. The students, too. Can we really trust this plan of hers? Anyway, I'm leaving the speech to you.
Then we'll face it together. See you later, Professor.
President Lucilla, I am Cameron, Permanent Secretary of the Space Trek Collective Board. By appointment of the board, and on behalf of the Investors Conference, I hereby convene this second special inquiry concerning the synchronous program of Star Torch Academy. Pursuant to Article 12 of the Space Trek Collective Charter, President Lucilla, you may now raise any procedural objections regarding the attendees, the agenda, or the draft of this session.
I would like to know the national composition of this review panel, Miss Cameron.
This panel consists of 10 members, all from the new Federation. 5 serve as special representatives, and of the remaining 4 permanent board members, 2 have abstained and delegated their voting rights to the Federation. Additionally, we have Mr. Alto, attending as independent auditor on behalf of the Black Shores.
Then, Ms. Cameron, I believe the current composition of this panel fails to comply with charter regulations governing review committees.
According to the regulations, any participant authorized by a board member shall be deemed to hold the same nationality as that member. The panel's composition is perfectly valid.
Pardon the interruption! If that's the case, then Rover, currently a student at Rebel College, can also be considered a panelist appointed by the Black Shores. Here's the paperwork.
Welcome, Rover.
I have no further questions, Ms. Cameron.
Also sie haben sich schon mal automatisch 3 Stimmen
Then, per the agenda, I will now relay
gegeben.
the investors'
Sie
resolution
können mit 3 Stimmen
following
schon
our
gegen alles
previous
gegen
inquiry.
voten.
Given that the loss of the Exostrider constitutes a de facto failure of the program, our immediate priority is to establish a compensation plan for the affected assets and students. Furthermore, the board directs that the synchronous program must be terminated immediately, or at minimum suspended.
My stance remains unchanged, Ms. Cameron. I intend to continue the program.
We require a justification.
Panelists, this is a theoretical prototype for a shield designed to counter retroact rain, created by one of our synchronists. This prototype significantly accelerated the development of Jinzhou's own defenses. It saved countless lives during the war against the Threnodian Overthrax. And yet, the material used in this prototype was originally nothing more than discarded scrap from one of the engineering department's experiments. It was only because its designer was a synchronist, educated in engineering, void matter, and even meteorology, that this material found a second life.
You seem to be arguing for the superiority of general education for the synchronists, President Lucilla. However, general education isn't even included in the program's white paper. I fail to see a link between that and advancing the synchronous program. The shield is an impressive surprise,
But given the cost of gambling on such a slim probability, the cost effectiveness is simply too low.
Ms. Cameron, panelists, how exactly are we meant to measure the cost effectiveness of failure? As you can see, this shattered component comes from a failed experiment. One that was not even recorded in the Collective's official gazette. A synchronist gave her life as the price for validating her theory. 15 months later, this very component became the final piece for the construction of the Star Wars Riseway, the bridge between Lahai's Earth and the sky. Humanity does not always set out for the sake of victory, Ms. Cameron. Our synchronists know from the day they enroll. No one knows when the Exostrider will awaken, and the odds that they'll be the one to pilot it are slim. Yet they come anyway. They march toward likely failure from the very start. So I ask you, can you truly say that such failure has no value? And how can we call that a failure of the Synchronists, when the Exostrider was the one who banished LF1 from our world?
Secretary Camero, the Black Shores representative requests the floor.
Proceed.
On the subject of unforeseen benefits from the program, we find ourselves in agreement with President Lucilla. This is a set of disclosable data we just compiled. A significant proportion of current Black Shore members came from Star Torch Academy. These plume bearers demonstrate exceptional capability, talent, and resolve, traits most prominent among the Synchronists. Furthermore, the Synchronists serve as role models for other students. I believe Rover is better suited to speak on that.
The Synchronist program is a search for a way out for our civilization. When we believed the Exostrider was the only route, then those fit to pilot it were the Synchronists. Now that the Exostrider is no longer a viable option, the ones fit to search for a new way out are still our Synchronists.
Yes, which is why I must disagree with evaluating the Synchronist program purely in terms of cost effectiveness. I urge investors to reconsider the criteria used to measure its value.
We require a discussion. This session is adjourned.
Du kannst einfach nö sagen. Also es ist storymäßig jetzt so gemacht, aber sie kann einfach nö sagen und ist fertig.
Let them see your potential. Let them see your value. But that is not enough.
President Lucilla, following the review panel's deliberation, we fully recognize the potential value of the Synchronists as an independent academic division, as well as their role model effect. However, as Rover stated, only those fit to shoulder the burden of finding a new way out deserve the title Synchronist. Therefore, we propose a compromise. Rebel College will be preserved, but All future training must be subject to the guidance and review of this panel. Let's both take a step back, shall we? President Lucilla.
This is it. The final fight, Lucilla. Take a deep breath. Keep your composure.
Nein, schrei sie einfach an.
And remember, everything you regret, everything that brings you joy, everything you have lost, everything you have witnessed, the answer you chase. The treasure you give everything to protect. No, that won't be necessary, Secretary Capital. The Synchronists of today, they remain the closest thing this world has to a way out for our civilization. After our confrontation with Aleph 1, we recovered this audio recording from the interstellar probe Farwatcher.
It's nothing more than static.
Even so, it is the only legacy the pioneers of Solaris have left us. We are not alone, Secretary Cameron. Just as our ancestors took shelter in caves, just as Star Torch Academy was built in Lahai, just as humanity itself endures on Solaris. A brave soul took the first step to claim that future.
I fail to see what this has to do with the Synchro.
Using Rebel College research, we can build vehicles driven entirely by augmented resonance. That means complete immunity to frequency interference. And the training our Synchronists undergo makes them the perfect pilots for these vessels.
But the Strider Gate has been sealed. Not to mention, whatever lies beyond can hardly be called a route.
Who said civilization's route to the future has to go down?
The stars.
President Lucilla, I'm sure you know, any instrument that nears the etheric sea.
I am well aware of that. However, by relying on augmented resonance effects, the Academy can overcome that barrier.
And if it fails, the cockpit becomes a coffin. Is that a chance you're willing to take?
This is our decision. If the answer lies beyond death, then that's where we go. Just wait and see. My brightest students will pierce the sky for all to see.
Hä, das war vorhersehbar, dass sie das machen wollen?
car will be here soon. I could take it from here.
Thanks for everything, Alto.
You! That was a long... Rover, can you pass a message to the president for me? After a speech like that? Anyway, chillax. Everything's gonna be alright. Well, catch you at the Black Shores.
Yeah.
Ich soll den Weg nicht verstehen. No.
Lenses convert the reactor drive light into storable energy.
I can give you a ride to the training grounds today, but stay away from my sink jack.
Professor, I admit there are a few errors in his code.
Engineering retina testing
it's
grounds for
running
the
just fine.
Are they trying to launch themselves to the moon?
Sie ist schon wieder hier.
She is not here. She is likely still at the review hall.
Thank you. I'll look for her there.
I'm sorry.
What for?
If I had been more helpful.
This was her battle.
Ja. Ich muss sie anstupsen. Können wir nicht. Frech. Ich kann nicht ins Menü. Ich wollte ein Foto machen, wie sie da sitzt und schläft.
Transformed. Warning. Insufficient power supply.
Jetzt nicht abstürzen. Hat noch gereicht. Okay, die Zwischenakt Main Story vorbei. Jetzt eine kleine Endgeschichte-Ding.
Mode off.
The illustrious Rover.
Oh, unser Bild ist auch da.
Jinzhou, Raguna, Septimont, and now Lahai Roy. Why, of all times, do you choose to remain behind the curtain? They said you were formidable, but easily swayed by emotion. Looks like our intelligence division is full of overpaid dead weight after all.
She understands what her students need better than I ever could.
She's let that childish idealism cloud her judgment. Since Solaris was first trapped beneath the etheric sea, we've seen hundreds of attempts, hundreds of failures. But the reality is we can't even bring their bodies home. She chooses to indulge her students' whims? Fine. Then she's bound to them. One more casualty, and the investors will lose their patience with the program and hold her accountable. Ultimately, sacrificing our finest young minds to suicidal experiments. That's not just a failure. It's a disgrace to our species itself. Useless. All of it. Oh. Forget I said that. Just an old woman's rambling. Don't give Lucilla a message. Kristen autographed a premier memento for her. If she wants it, she'll need to return to the new Fed and claim it herself.
And you're Lucilla's...
failed teacher. Nothing more.
The president doesn't look too happy today.
Hä?
Come back another time.
Jetzt ist die Quest einfach weg. Okay. Das ist ja einfach nur das alte Ding. Ja, es ist die Quest einfach... Hä? Okay, ja. Fertig? Machen wir noch zum Abschluss nochmal. Wie gesagt, ich habe schon zweimal... Aber nein. Nein, nein, nein. Ein bisschen habe ich ja noch. Sollte vielleicht was werden. Das ist aber... vielleicht spart man auch für die nächsten neuen Charaktere weiter. Nimmt jetzt nicht die letzten von diesem Patch. Gut. Zwischenakt vorbei. Ich bin mal gespannt, wie es weitergeht. Also, ich habe jetzt noch keine Leaks und so weiter gesehen. Ich muss hier mal kurz reinschauen, ob es offiziell irgendwas schon gibt für den nächsten Patch.
Look over here.
Der nächste Patch müsste 3.5 sein, ne? Oder ist der nächste Patch 4.0? Das nächste müsste 3.5 sein, irgendwann Ende Juli. Und da weiß ich, da sollte, glaube ich, Chisa 3-1 kommen oder so.
Look over here.
Aber was Genaues weiß ich nicht. Ich kann mal kurz auf der Seite gucken. Nee, Quatsch, das war diese anderen komischen Charaktere, die man gar nicht kennt. Genau, es waren diese anderen komischen Charaktere. Es kommen komplett neue Charaktere in 3.5, die man noch gar nicht kennt. Und in den nächsten Patches auch. Obwohl hier die komplette Story ja jetzt eigentlich vorbei ist, man jetzt eigentlich zu 4.0 skippen könnte.
Look over here.
Kommen jetzt irgendwelche random Charaktere bis Ende des Jahres. Da hatte ich irgendwie schon so ein Bild gesehen. Genau, mit irgendwie einer Fuchsdame oder so. Und irgendeiner Blondine. Die wahrscheinlich auch irgendwelche Lehrer sind oder sowas. Das hatte ich schon mal gesehen, aber sonst... Ja, also komplett anstatt zu 4.0 jetzt zu gehen, einfach so ein End-Arc zu machen. So, wenn wir jetzt zurück zu den Black Shores geht und dann kommt ein neues Problem und dann sind wir in 4.0. Ist wohl noch bis Ende des Jahres 3.5, 3.6, 3.7 irgendwelche random Charaktere, die wir eigentlich nicht brauchen. Die sie eigentlich auch in den 4.0 machen könnten. Okay, ja. Also ja, genau, das hatte ich schon gesehen, aber halt mehr noch nicht. Was in 3.0 dann wirklich kommt oder also 3.5 oder 3.6, 3.7, da keine Ahnung, was man da noch reinmachen will, weil wir haben die großen Bösen hier besiegt, ja. Alles ist jetzt friedlich. Ich wüsste nicht, warum man jetzt eigentlich 3 Punkt irgendwas noch machen sollte. Warum man jetzt nicht zu 4 Punkt übergeht. Okay, ist aber egal. Ja? Ich freue mich trotzdem natürlich auf alles Weitere, wenn eine gute Story dabei rumkommt. Das ist ja jetzt eine Stärke von Wuthering Waves geworden. Also, ignorieren wir mal 1.0, ja. Story war so, naja. Aber seit daher ist es halt sehr viel besser geworden und da freue ich mich. Auch jetzt das wieder, das war sehr cool. Ja, war wir dieses Zwischenakt ist sehr bisschen mehr emotional aufgebaut. Mag nicht jeder, kann ich auch verstehen. Aber es ist trotzdem immer eigentlich sehr, sehr gut jetzt die letzten, ich sag mal so 10 Monate gewesen, dass auch immer diese Zwischenakte auch immer was Cooles waren. Und das ganze Gebiet an sich und auch die anderen Sachen, die damit zugehören, ja, das Schneegebiet und so, die sehen eigentlich alle sehr gut aus. Es ist performancemäßig, ja, sagen wir jetzt so, das ist nicht das Beste. Ja, natürlich hätte jedes Spiel gerne eine große Open World mit sehr vielen NPCs, die rumlaufen, irgendwas machen, mit sehr viel Vegetation und so weiter, dass das alles sehr gut aussieht. Das kann aber nicht jedes Handy, nicht jedes Tablet, nicht jede Konsole und nicht jeder 10 Jahre alte PC mitmachen. Ja? Das ist halt... Ich hoffe, da finden sie einen besseren Zwischenweg. Vielleicht die Map ein bisschen kleiner. Dieses Grünzeug hier, es sieht alles mega gut aus, aber alles haut halt krass die Performance runter. Und ich bin ehrlich, wenn ich jetzt noch die 2070 drin hätte, wäre es, glaube ich, nicht mehr so spielbar. Mit der 5060, die ich jetzt drin habe, ist es okay. Ja, das ist auch nicht die krasseste Grafikkarte, die du bekommen kannst. Ich finde es mega schön. Ich Ich würde gerne, dass sie es beibehalten mit großen Open-World-Maps, mit viel Vegetation, mit viel, um sich das anzugucken und so weiter. Aber es ist halt, sie müssen mehr auf die Performance achten. Es ist nach jedem Patch geht die Performance immer in die Knie und du musst diesen Patch erst zig Stunden spielen, bevor die Performance sich da irgendwie so ein bisschen wieder eingekriegt hat, sage ich mal. Bis sich die Grafikkarte da irgendwie dran gewöhnt hat, was die alles beim Spielstart laden muss und während des Spiels, wenn du irgendwo hingehst, hinfliegst, hinfährst mit dem Motorrad, was da zwischendurch alles geladen werden muss. Vielleicht, dass sie das bei der Programmierung irgendwie so ein bisschen besser hinbekommen. Ne? So, jetzt ein bisschen so kleines. So, meine Gedanken nochmal so zum Spiel. Wie gesagt, Story ist über die letzten Monate immer besser geworden. Und das gerne so beibehalten, ja. Dann werden sie auch weiter erfolgreich bleiben. Optimieren ein bisschen noch. Ein bisschen an den Gebieten arbeiten. Ihr seht hier, das ist ein riesen Platz, ja. Es steht jetzt hier so eine Handvoll NPCs rum. Und der ganze Platz bis oben in den Himmel muss halt von jedem, von der Konsole, von jedem PC, von jedem Handy, von jedem Tablet, wo auch du spielst, muss das ganze Ding geladen werden. Ja? Kleiner machen, ein bisschen, ja? Dass das weniger laden muss, dass es weniger komprimierte Daten sind, die jedes Mal, wenn man in das Gebiet rein und raus geht, neu geladen werden müssen. Und dann, glaube ich, klappt das auch mit den nächsten Updates, dass sie vielleicht so ein bisschen besser laufen.
We know that floor drones are exoswarms splintered off from exostrider components. Now, if you get stuck...
Es sieht mega geil aus. Aber es muss nicht so mega geil aussehen. Die Performance sollte ein bisschen besser werden. Ja. Nicht ultra krasse Performance, ne? Das erwartet keiner. Okay, ne? Das war so ein kleiner Rant, ja. Und dann sind wir hier für heute fertig und sehen uns dann im nächsten Patch. Vergesst nicht, ne, noch die nächsten paar Tage die Puls für Lucy oder Rebecca beim Login-Belohnung mitzunehmen. Dann die 20 gratis Puls da fertig zu machen. Und euch dann zu entscheiden, wollt ihr jetzt Lucy pullen, Rebecca pullen, wollt ihr für Lucilla pullen, wollt ihr vielleicht bis zum nächsten Patch auf die nächsten Charaktere warten. Bis dahin, ciao Leute.